Welcome to my E3 2018 final thoughts, and I'm going to be talking about all the conferences overall, and I'm not going to talk about everything that they show. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite games as mentioned, and one thing I want to start with for this final video for E3 2018 is that it's a great time to be a gamer. I gotta say, a perfect time if you're into video games. It doesn't matter what kind of games you play. It's a lot of good games that they showcase this year. It's just so many games coming out later this year, within a couple of weeks from now into 2019, and it makes you just feel so excited just to see these games. And it's still showcased. There's so many demos, and I definitely want to check them out because it's only day 2 for E3 2018, where they play the games, they showcase even more about the games that you might be interested in. You can check them out. They even come out with videos for trailers and even live demos they showcase with particular conferences like the PlayStation E3, Nintendo's Treehouse Live, that's going to be going on for an extra day or so, and so many other conferences in different areas. You can check out different games games that caught your interest. And one thing I like about this year is that it's different games. It's not the same thing over and over. And then we get to see games like Devil May Cry get revived and right back. They're coming out with something new. And when was the last time we had a Devil May Cry game? You know, so we get just games like that that just make it just so exciting. And just other games. Well, speaking of other old franchises and other series of games that people probably don't know about, Beyond Good and Evil, which was one of my personal favorites that I got to see more of, but not much of a gameplay. I wish they did show gameplay for it, but the trailer it looks so different. And when you look at some of these games that come out as from the sequels after so long, they look so much different compared to what they used to look like and what they used to play like. They play so much different, and gotta speak for the graphics, they look so much more realistic, almost like a movie. Games like Last of Us 2, for example, we got to see live demo for that from PlayStation's conferences. Now, am I going to pick someone that's going to pick a conference and say, oh, who I think won this E3? I never do that because I'm not that type of person, and I know there's going to be different debates, and I already see it in the comments from watching the streams from the conferences of after they show a particular game. Oh, it's over, this particular conference won and they had the best E3. But for me, it's not about that. I'm happy that these companies come out on stage and have stuff to show, at least, instead of just not showing up and not having anything new coming out. At least it's something. It's better than nothing. And I know not everyone's going to like the same game. And I am going to go through some of my favorite games and name them. But I just thought I wanted to really just mention some of that and just talk about it for just for a little bit. So people are going to pick their favorite conference, and I liked all 9 of the conferences. And sure, Devolver Digital didn't really have a conference because it was just like all jokes. It's just something for laughs, and they showed a couple games, and after that, it's just pure entertainment. It's not something that most people will watch, and they don't get much of a spotlight. Everyone wants to watch the big 3 for Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony. That's what it seems like the trend is majorly for when they come out. Every year when E3 comes around for summertime during every June, year after year, everyone wants to see Sony. What's Sony going to bring out? Microsoft and Nintendo. And then if you probably don't play on consoles, you're going to see what's coming out for PC. So for me, I liked all the different conferences for this year. So I'm not going to pick a winner because in my book, they're all winners because they have new games coming out. And the more that they come out with, the more we get to play. It's all new experiences, and even if you haven't played a game before, it's a good time to try to play something different instead of playing the same games over and over. And one thing I noticed with some particular gamers, they'll play the same game over and over, just 1 or 2 games, and they'll probably only just have their eyes on maybe 2 or 3 games or other titles, but they won't give any other of those other games that are may look different, play different, outside of the genre that they like, outside of their favorite genre for video games, or maybe their favorite video game series, for example. They won't give it any spotlight or a chance. They'll sweep it right under the rug, and I think that is automatically a bad game because it's different. But from one thing I just saw from all these games, they look really amazing, and they're all unique in their own way. And games like Unravel, another favorite of mine that I liked to see. Unravel 2, I already know it's out. I never played the first game, so I kind of want to get into that series. And then for the Devil May Cry series, I still have some of the old ones for PlayStation 2 that I could probably play for retro games. that I always watch my friends play. And Devil May Cry 5 has most of, I think, Nero, the newer Dante, and then you can actually see the original Dante showcased in the trailer that they showed for the announcement. But it's just games like that that I can probably get into for a new series that I haven't really played hands-on and experience. Just like God of War, for example. So there's just so many different games, and I'm gonna go through them sometime. You just throughout the conferences, 9 conferences, but it's just so many games out there. And to be real, I wish I saw more of Battlefield 5 because I didn't really see much of anything to really make me convince me want to get the game. Because I'm not playing 2 different shooters this year. I'm not buying 2 different shooters, first-person shooters that are gonna both have battle royale in it. And look at all the battle royale games that are coming out that are already out that most people play now, and the most popular being Fortnite, which is fun with squad members. And then H1Z1 that also came out to consoles that people are trying to get into as well. So I'm playing that, and then if I get either one of the games, I'm gonna have another battle royale game that I'm gonna be playing alongside of these two. So I'm probably gonna have to drop one of them. And Fortnite is the only one I put the most time into. H1Z1 is pretty fun too, so I'll probably play both of them. But I'm not gonna just probably keep both of them on my dashboard because I don't know what they're probably gonna come out with. Because H1Z1 seems like it's like PUBG it's fun, but it's not something I'm gonna keep playing every day. And just when Black Ops 4 comes out, which I'm probably gonna get over Battlefield 5, I'm gonna play that the most. So sports games like FIFA and all the others, I'm not really into. I know it's a niche audience for FIFA for you guys that like that, and I already know the World Cup is already on. I think it starts tonight, or it could be tomorrow. I could be wrong, but FIFA 19, I'm not gonna really be into those different sports games, Madden, because I rather watch them on TV. The only difference that I notice from these sports games that EA comes out with, that I can definitely just say that they're predictable every year. Then next year, when next year's E3 for EA, we're gonna have FIFA 20, 2K20, and then all the others that's gonna be in the series. If you guys are answering NBA Live 20, so it's gonna be the same thing over and over. And the only thing that I noticed from these sports games, just to say it, the roster changes, just different rosters if players get traded for the NBA. The NBA season is just ended. Different roster changes because different superstars are going to go to these super teams and get trade for players, and all these teams are going to be so different. And then outside of the different roster changes, you're going to just get another upscale on graphics, and then some new gameplay features and mechanics. But some other games that I already mentioned, Unravel 2. There's Madden 19, so I already talked about the sports games. Let's see. Let's go to Microsoft. Halo. Halo's was another favorite. I didn't know they were going to come out with another Halo game. I got to throw that out there because I didn't even play Halo since I only had a 360. I don't even have an Xbox on. But I wouldn't even probably get like an Xbox just to play like Halo all over again, and then a new Gears of War that doesn't even have a release date. So it's probably coming out till sometime next year. But I would no way never get like a console, just a brand new console, just to play for 2 to 3 games. It just doesn't seem like it's worth it. But it really looked good. Halo was just another favorite, and Gears of War I didn't see that coming either. But those are the same exclusives that I already saw coming. Fallout 76 really looked really good. That's another good one. Just going through them. And then off the top of my head, some other ones. Just trying to think ahead. I'm not going to just talk too long for this. Cute games like Tunic, that plays like Zelda. Those are the type of games that probably most people wouldn't play. That's what I was kind of just getting at in the beginning. It's like most people just, these games that they'll probably just throw right out the window. Oh, this game just looks different. I don't want to play this game. And they won't give it a chance. But they're just going to look for those particular games that they're into. You like what you like, with it being a gamer or not. But it's just the perfect time to try different games for a change. And then Division, I gotta say, I didn't even buy the first one, but the Division 2, I think I want to play this game. Seriously, it looks so different. And games like this is another game that looks so different compared to its prequel. Just from the gameplay, and then I already signed up for the beta, and another beta that I signed up for outside of Division 2 beta, that's gonna be sometime later this year, but the game's not coming out till March 15, 2019. I signed up for the Trials Rising beta as well because I love and enjoy Trials Fusion because that was the first Trials game I ever played. I signed up for that beta too. That's going to be out later this year, but that's another 2019 title. Games like Dying Light 2, I talked about Devil May Cry, Tomb Raider, a new series, another series I didn't really play much of, but Shadow of the Tomb Raider looks really good, and it makes it seem like it's gonna be one of the top games that most people are gonna jump on. Elder Scrolls 6, who saw that coming? From Bethesda's conference, Fallout 76 looks fun. I already talked about that. I didn't think I was gonna get it at first because once I heard that it was gonna be a little bit different, and then the VAT system is gone, so I'm gonna miss the VAT system for Fallout. But even being someone that didn't even play Fallout 4, I like Fallout 3 in New Vegas over that. Just to be honest, not saying it's a bad game, but just some others still like the originals, like the oldest New Vegas and Fallout 3 the most, and still over those new ones. But this one, Fallout 76, looks fun. And all these games are coming out so close to each other. October and November. And then December is going to be packed as well with a couple games. Some highlights for Square Enix. I gotta mention Kingdom Hearts 3. Another game that I liked. I've been waiting so long for the game. I already talked about this in my Square Enix reactions. And then when they also showed even more during Sony's press conference with Kingdom Hearts 3. I was waiting for a release date. I thought the game was originally going to come out later this year, but it's not. Am I disappointed about it? Just to say it again, I'm not. It's going to make the game even better. And all these different worlds that they're adding, from Frozen being the newest world, Toy Story, Monsters Inc. They're bringing back Port Royale from Pirates of the Caribbean with Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow, Wreck-It Ralph, some other returning worlds from Hercules, which was the Olympus Coliseum. The gameplay just looks so good, and I didn't expect it to be multi-platform, but I'm still gonna get it for PlayStation because that's when I got into the series. It started on PlayStation as an exclusive, the first two games. Kingdom Hearts 3 was that's just coming out in January, and then Resident Evil 2 Remake is only 4 days apart from that game. So Resident Evil 2 Remake is gonna come out in January 2, but just 4 days later, Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be out as well. So I'm definitely going to be excited for January 2019. And that's the beginning too. It's so early on, the very first month. Dragon Quest, it's just talking about JRPGs here. Dragon Quest Echoes of the Elusive, that's in September. See, just another game that's later this year. I already talked about Beyond Good and Evil 2. Just Cause 4. I gotta mention that. I love playing it on stream when it first came out. I think it was one of the PlayStation Plus games from last year, early last year, that I enjoyed playing on stream, just destroying stuff. I didn't play all of them, but this game is just, that's another December title with Super Smash Bros. Now, I want to see more demo gameplay of that. I'm definitely going to watch that later today and check that out just to see some of the gameplay. I know they had like a little tournament. I've seen some of the new characters. I've seen 2 of the new characters, Inkling from Splatoon, and I'm really excited for it. And I didn't think they were going to come out. That's something that they really needed on the Switch. And now that I see everybody else that didn't have a Nintendo Switch, oh, I'm buying the Switch now because Super Smash Bros. Is coming out. All these different Switch titles that they wanted to really get into. And I think that's going to be a heavy hitter for December. And a lot of people are going to probably get Nintendo Switches during the holiday season for this year's Christmas holiday. So I'm just really excited with that. And then, not to mention, all the characters from all the Super Smash Bros. Games are going to be in it. So that's going to be exciting. Even games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey here. Even just being someone who only played the first game, didn't even finish it, but I was just messing around in the games. But I think this is going to be the best Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's for October 5th. And then Spider-Man, that's going to be the best superhero game to ever come out by Insomniac, the makers from Spyro and Ratchet & Clank, which I've always been a fan of and played most of the, if not all the games of. And I'm going to talk about some missing games in a little bit. Just going through, just flipping through PC gaming. I didn't know too much about the games here, but some of them are just repeats. And then the Killing Floor 2 update, I just played it earlier today, before I even made this video. I loved it. It's just 2 new maps, the airshoe map, and then Lockdown, and then the 4 new weapons I showcased from the 4 different classes and different persons you can play as. Really fun, but I wish they would update it some more. And now that I played it, it's gonna sit on my dashboard again for a while. And the next updates, it's probably not gonna come out until Halloween, if I were to guess, since they already came out with the nightmare map. From maybe they'll come out with something different. Maybe the other Zest will be another even more scary looking. They might even add a brand new boss, an additional boss for the game. And then, just from the Nintendo, I already talked about Smash Bros. Just speeding through this. Smash Bros. And then Pokemon. Just being a hardcore Pokemon fan. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I was going to say Let's Go Eevee again. Pikachu Edition. And then, being a Pokemon fan, if you guys are into that. So that's something else to get excited for. And you don't even have to play Pokemon Go. And some people don't like it. The Pokemon Go game that most people just stopped playing and got bored of. So who could blame them? But I still play it from the updates. And I can transfer any Pokemon I want on that game. And even if I caught a legendary, I didn't even catch any. But because I'm under leveled. And I don't have anybody to do the race with, because all the people I used to play with, they got bored of it from Pokemon Go. So I'm just soloing, and just gotta hope someone's out there to probably just team up with randomly to help me. That's super ultra powerful to help me take down a legendary Pokemon for these raids. But it's not like I was gonna really transfer any Pokemon, any legendaries onto Pokemon Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu Edition anyway, because I was gonna get with any Pokemon I can encounter and just train them up and grind them up from there, instead of just taking shortcuts and then just transferring. It's just an overpowered Pokemon that could be powerful that I probably can't get. Maybe that's the only one that I'll probably get, if a certain type that I want to get, a certain Pokemon I want to probably include in a party. And I wonder when you transfer, maybe they start at level 1, or maybe they'll be at a certain a level cap, maybe automatically on level 10, just to throw that out there when you transfer them. So I'm not too sure, because they didn't really talk about that. But I know you can transfer them onto the game itself. So I'm probably going to just raise the Pokemon from the original party to start it off with. But to end this, I'm going to talk about the missing games that most people are probably looking for. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I was looking for that originally to be at Square Enix's conference. And most people, I'm sure, were probably looking for that as well. But just to throw it out there, I think it's probably going to be at the TGS, the Tokyo Game Show, if I were to really pick. Because it's so many other games that most people could have showcased. They could have shown. World War Z was another one. Someone mentioned and told me about earlier in the comments. Spiral Trilogy, this was another game. And just some games I was looking for. I was looking for Final Fantasy Remake. Already talked about Spiral Trilogy. And then the Medieval Remaster, I wanted to see those two games. And I know Spiral's supposed to come out sometime in September. So I don't know if that's going to be delayed. I don't know the status of it. Maybe they're showing it right now. I'm going to try to look it up and see if they show anything new about it. Maybe some new information. Same with the Medieval Remaster. One of the PlayStation classics. I love those classic games. And then iconic characters like Spiral, I'm really surprised that they did not show, that Sony did not show the trilogy during their conference. But I'm not expecting everything from every game to be shown, because that's impossible from these conferences. And I feel like most people out there are probably just really doing that. And that's why I think most people are probably going to be disappointed with some of these particular conferences that were showcased on stage. They were disappointed and automatically think that the conference was bad because a certain game was not shown. But there's so many other games out there to experience. And I think these conferences all overall did pretty good and decent enough to have all these games coming out. It's just a ton of games that you could pick and choose from. You don't have to buy all the games that's coming out. You can get them whenever you can, and maybe when the price drops, and just get the games that interest you the most. So I think that's going to probably be a factor when people choose winners for E3. Who had the most exclusives? Who had like bombshells, the best news? But for me, I just, again, enjoyed all of them. And then just some other missing games I probably wanted to see. Maybe like a new Sly, if they can. But Sucker Punch is already working on Ghost of Tsushima. I almost forgot about that game. See, there's so many other games that they showcase. And then the Control game from the Sony press conference that looked really good. Death Stranding is good. The brand new Death Stranding game that they showcased. Every game that they showcased had gameplay. I really don't understand the story, but it looks good enough and scary. I think Death Stranding is a little bit scary just from the music, from the trailers. Last of Us 2, just all the games that they showed, just showed all the conferences. They all have different games uh, that will appeal to certain people. And even I gotta just give it to the indies. I was always someone that didn't really like the indies. Like, why do they keep showing these these indie games? And I was always skipping them. But when I go to play them, it's just wow, 4.8 from PlayStation Plus games that were also indie games that I really enjoyed, that were unique and just amazing. Rhyme. And then I look at these other games like Tunic, for example. It's just, it's appealing, and it makes you want to just play them, and they look so much better when you go to play them, and then you just look at, instead of just judging it based off a trailer for a few minutes. When you go to play them and give them a chance, the games turn out to be better than you originally thought. But those are some of the games I would really just notice that were missing, and then many others out there. Did they? I think they already showed Days Gone, but I'm not really sure with the other games that other people are probably looking for. And then one last game that's always mentioned in every PC gaming show for the conferences. I was watching like the comments. Half-Life. A lot of people are looking for Half-Life 3 over and over, just spamming that all over the comments. It was just it's not surprising because I think most people are really looking forward to seeing that. But I don't know if they'll ever bring that series out. I never played it. I don't know anything about it. But a lot of people are really into that game series, and a lot of people are just really disappointed. Like, well, PC Gaming Show didn't show Half-Life, so that's it. It's automatically a bad conference. But they show a lot of games, and that was one of the longest conferences, at least over 2 hours, compared to Sony and the others. And compared to conference length, PC Gaming Show was probably the longest conference. But that's it. Those are all my little final thoughts. I loved all the conferences, even though one particular conference, Devolver Digital, was just pure entertainment. Some of them were short and sweet, like Square Enix, but still had some good games. Dragon Quest, Kingdom Hearts 3, and many others out there as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the E3 coverage and the vlogs. Let me know what you guys thought about this year's E3 2018. Some of your favorite games and some of the games that you're interested in. And then one more game. It just popped up in my head. No Red Dead Redemption 2. And that's coming out later in October. So I think Rockstar is going to probably end up tweeting out maybe a new gameplay trailer. I want to see gameplay. I'm done watching all those trailers over and over. It's about time we have some gameplay to see how the game plays like. Because it's not too far away. So just games like that. It's just so many games that you can think of that they could have possibly showed at this year's E3. And then some people saying GTA 6, but they got to finish this game first, Red Dead Redemption 2, before they ever think about another Grand Theft Auto. But thank you guys for watching, and the support from the E3 coverage vlogs. And let me know what you guys thought about this year's E3. Favorite games that you're looking forward to this year, the next year, that appeal to you the most. And then just really quickly, my top games. I just had to think of the top 3. Resident Evil 2 Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, and then I would throw out Beyond and Good and Evil 2. But you know what? I'll change it. I'm going to say Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Resident Evil 2, and Kingdom Hearts 3 are my top 3 games. And then I'll throw out Beyond Good and Evil 2. Let's see what else. And then the Adventures. I can't believe I forgot about this one. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, the makers of Life is Strange. I'm playing that June 26th, and I can't believe I forgot to mention it earlier. That's another likable favorite game. So those are my top 5 games this year's E3 2018. I know some other games like Last of Us 2. It's just way too many games to really add up in there. But those are just some of my personal favorites if I had to really throw them out there. So thank you guys for watching my E3 2018 videos, and I'll catch you guys next year for 2019, and maybe some later other news for games later this year. I'm going to check out more demo for games like Super Smash Bros. And all the other games and see what they show. Maybe some other surprise news as well.